Good morning, Maureen. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the MyTarot morning reflection, our daily inventory. Good morning, Jenny. Good morning, Angelina. It's dark outside, but I have not poked my head out, but I'm just imagining it's going to be warm. And spring is sprunging. So I hope everybody had that, once again, the amazing day yesterday. Considering every day cannot be, but we can always hope, right? So, welcome to the MyTarot morning reflection, daily inventory. The sky is pink. See, I need to poke my head out there. So, what is going on today? That's the big question. I did not get a lot of sleep last night, but that is okay. So this is why it's a good way to start the day like this, to wake the brain up and then slow it down. Yeah, something like that. Oh, I know what it is. It's wake the brain up with some extra breathing, which is kind of what we do in the mornings. Listening to the cards like they're the sounds of the ocean. There we go. See that? Just by slowing down, I know personally my day is going to be changed now compared to what it could be. So, this is where we get to listen to the cards like they're the sounds of the ocean. It reminds us to take a breath, put our feet flat on the floor, roll the ankles because that feels so good on the calves. Ugh. Have our butts do the kitty dance, get all comfortable, rolling our shoulders. And our neck. Flipping our light switches, it say. Let's check in with the universe. See what we need to know for the day. See where we are emotionally, mentally, physically. You know, it really is a relationship we develop with the cards. When I was shuffling them a little bit earlier, it's like one of the cards kind of got stuck in, the edge of it. And it's like, oh man, am I going to tear this one too? I really, you know what? Actually, it's kind of cool when you know that you've used a deck of cards enough times to where it's time to retire it. I was gonna say it's like it's like a bitter loss. It's the Wheel of Fortune, or it's the death card, all kind of thing where it's served its purpose, and there's such a positive feeling when it's time to let go, because we've gotten so much out of something. So life has lessons everywhere, but what am I gonna do right now? I'm gonna make our 3 stacks. Each one a different thread going out to the universe. It's like each one is a different thought or idea, and if we believe in the multiverse, it's like each one of these is a different path, because this conversation will lead us down one path. This stack is a totally different conversation, which will lead us down a different path from this conversation. So the question is, what string do we want to pull? You know what? This morning, let's go with the bottom stack. And this is one of those things where, just as a reminder, it's like getting focused, getting grounded, and then just using our intuition. We make our choices. And it's true. I chose a bottom stack. I was like 50-50 between the bottom and the middle one. The bottom and the center stack. And it's like, that's 2 totally different directions, but it's where we just trust our intuition. So I'm going to do our 3 in 1 as we get ready for that exciting part of that first card. And ooh. This is a good Tuesday card, isn't it? So it's the Three of Wands. So wands are what? Wands are our fire, our creativity, our passion, our action, our movement. And when we have one wand, we have an idea. I'm going to buy a 3D printer. Two wands, what the heck am I going to make? Three wands, it's like, all right, now I'm ready. Now I just need to figure out how to do it. Three of wands is that we've made our choice and our ships are no longer in port. We've sent our ships out, haven't we? So, Three of Wands is about finally making that choice to take the action that we know that we need to take. So what is it that we've been planning but haven't done yet? So then we pull up our court card, and court cards are not male or female. It's masculine energy and feminine energy. And here we have the Knight of Cups. And knights are the element of fire. Knights are action and movement themselves. In the 15th century, they're the first ones we wanted to send into battle. And cups are the element of water. So that's our spirituality, our emotions, and our feelings. And so we're actually mixing fire and water, right? So that can be a lot of energy with our passion. That's about taking something, that we're passionate about. And this is a card that can be anything from relationships to our spirituality to things. But it's also about taming our emotions, not just running wild with them, because that's what the knight naturally wants to do. And sometimes that's fun, and other times we need to just pace our horse, and move forward with our ideas and try and keep the balance of, trying to keep the balance between fire and water. But this is about making a choice and then moving forward with it. And that's a definite moving forward card, because we need to get to see what the knight is staring at. The Knight of Coins. So, court cards can be us, can be somebody else, or just part of the situation. When we, in a spread like this, when we're meditating, when it's for ourselves, it's for us, just us right here, sometimes we need to think about our different personalities. So we start a project, and then we want to move forward with it. And, we have that gusto. The Knight of Cups is gusto, right? But keep in mind, as I was saying, the knight, imagine this, a page. When we're a page, we want to learn to be a knight. We're working towards it, we're moving, and then we become a knight. And knight is the one that, the first ones we send into battle, because sometimes they just move forward. It's like we're able to tell them, charge. And the knight's just going to go in there, probably without even really thinking. That's why it's fire, because of action and things like that. We start these projects out with that gusto. And then we get bogged down. So look at this beautiful steed right here. All this knight has to do is just kind of see how he's got wings on his feet here. He's got wings on his helm. If he says, charge, horse, that horse is going to jump over that river, and they're just going to run. And that's how we start projects, right? Unless we climb up on our war horse, which this is not a charging horse, is it? And so coins are the element of earth. And so that's our home, health, finances, all the things that keep us grounded, all the things that are on our checklist, all the things that we sometimes have to do, all the things that we need to make sure we get done, all the things that, did I do the dishes, by the way? So sometimes when we are the Knight of Coins, knights, again, are fire. But look at his plume right here. We had all this energy to start out with, and then we started making our lists. We started seeing that, You know what? Actually, I can't do this until I mow the grass. Oh no, there is no grass. I need to plant the grass because springtime's here. And I need to also kind of go over here and I need to pull the apples off or else they're going to go bad. All of a sudden we're distracted from what we were going to do because I guess life gets claws into, climbs into our head. Life climbs into our heads and then it kind of weighs us down. So here we have all this, I'm going to do it. I've made my choice. I'm going to walk and I'm going to do this until, as we walk along, we take a look at the Knight of Coins and we get bogged down again. So let's take a look at the advice card. Ennui. So cups once again. And it's funny because I guess the Four of Cups seems to be popping up regularly. But when we have threes, it's all about movement and action. Fours are about stability, right? Four legs on a table, standing still. But once again, water does not want to stand still, right? I mean, it's not natural for the knight, who's the element of fire, to just sit still for so long. But again, all those things that we feel responsible for pull us out of the things that we are passionate for. All the things that we feel responsible for can pull us out of the things that we feel passionate for. And then what happens? If we are that lake that I talk about, a lake needs to have water that's outgoing and it needs to have a constant inflow of fresh water. And if you block either of those off, we become stagnant. We become stale. We might even start smelling. That's what a lake does, right? If it doesn't have flow. So today, it's a reminder that we need to have that flow in and that flow out. This is us saying, I'm going to make that flow out. I'm going to unblock that water's exit. And I'm going to start feeding fresh water to myself. Look at that. He's looking at all that water right there. And he's like, great, here I am. I've scooped up this water. I've got it in the cup now because I'm going to take action. And then you go and you cross that river and you say, oh, well, I feel guilty because I haven't mowed my grass. I feel guilty because I haven't re-roofed my roof. My roof's fine, by the way. That's an example. Or, I need to get a new refrigerator. Or I have all these projects at work and I'm staying too late. Or I'm just not taking care of myself because I have all these other things on our mind. And the advice card just reminds us that it's like, well, this is what happens. We're not getting the flow we need. So today, what do we need to do to get off this war horse? I mean, it's important to take care of these things, but to get ourselves motivated again. Because now the universe is saying, the worst thing that somebody ever said to me, and I would never say this to anybody else, sitting on the dock of the bay card, but this stuck with me when I was in my early 20s. It's one of those things where, well, how do I say it? Except exactly how he said. He said, if you're bored, then you must be a boring person. I took that so personal. It's like, because I felt like I was doing the same thing. It's like, I just felt like I was bored. I mean, I'm in my 20s and I'm supposed to be the knight of cups, the knight of fire, the knight of wands, the knight of anything. And he's like, if you're bored, then you must be a boring person. And boy, did that stick with me. So that's kind of what's going here, is that if we find we're stuck, well, stuck is, it's not that it's just like a personal choice, but a stuck is a place that we sometimes, it's a place we sometimes end up in and we don't know how to get out of. So this is a card of becoming unstuck. It's reminding us if we feel stuck, nobody else is going to pull us out of it. What is it that we're passionate about? What is it that makes us want to climb up on this horse and just charge? What is it that is going to bog us down to keep us from doing that? We recognize that, then we can move forward. If we don't recognize it, we're just going to keep doing what we're doing. So today, let's find that energy. As Maureen's saying here, if we said we were bored when we were kids, my mother made us do housework. To this day, if I'm bored, I do housework. Oh, man. You know, my very first job working at Hardee's, that just reminds me of, if there's time for leaning, then there's time for cleaning. I did not last at Hardee's. Take care, everybody. Think about that ennui. Think about that, you know, we do have passions about things. But the things that we really want to do, what stops us? Taking a vacation. It's like, I want to take this vacation. We're going to go to France. But I guarantee you that this night of coins, I'm looking at our finances and how much this is going to cost. And boy, that's tough, right? Because now I have to motivate myself to spend this money. So, with that today, have an amazing day. Add a little spark to your life, if you can. We do what we can. This is just a reminder for all of us that there's always those little things. But take care of yourselves, and I will be back here again tomorrow. See y'all later.
Stars in the sky, cards in my hand, searching for signs, lost in the sand.